Hello, I am back again, and I've had a fairly good run with this car. No faults, apart from when I did the lighter socket fuse. And today is the hottest day of the year so far in the UK, and went to turn my car on, and the airbag warning light has come on, which you can just see there. It flashes for a bit, and I tried to drive around and it stayed on. So I'm going to look at the onboard diagnostics to try and see if I can find out any clues as to what's wrong. So basically, I'm going to hold this down, and while doing so, I'm going to turn the ignition on and off. Well, off and on. So here goes. Hold that down. Off. On. Right, and just as it's blank, test, take my hand off. It's obviously testing the gauge. Now I'm going to increment the faults or whatever's in the memory here just by pressing this once for every increment. So already I've got their error 0209, and I don't really know what any of these mean, so I shall find a forum somewhere and see if it gives me any clues as to what's wrong with the airbag. So I'll just cycle through for the minute, because there might be something else on there that's useful for somebody else. I'm assuming that the other readings are okay. It back to the start. Just turn ignition off. Right, it's 24 hours later, and the fault has cleared itself. And obviously overnight I've had a look on some forums to get some clues as to what might be causing the fault. And a couple of things of interest. First of all, when I was cycling through the error codes, I don't think that error 209 actually means anything. And secondly, I found an obscure forum somewhere, just a little comment that was something to do with the connector for the rear windscreen washer hose is directly above the airbag. Now, what I did before I set off the other day is I tried to use the rear washers, and obviously heard the sound and nothing happened, but I could smell the windscreen washer fluid inside the car. So I have a feeling that the thing's come off, and apparently it sits above the airbag and kind of squirts water onto it and drips down onto the connector, and that is what causes the fault. So I'm just about to investigate it and see if that's the fault. Right, there's two areas where it could be, I suppose. The first one was here, it says airbag. Now I've just taken that off, and there's basically nothing underneath there. I can't see any tubes or any connectors or anything, so I don't think it's that one. So on the back here, I'm now in the back of the car, obviously in the passenger seats, and here it says airbag on there. So I'm assuming that it's possible that the airbag sensor or something's underneath there. Now I've got two like covers here, so I'll just lever them out with a screwdriver. There's one over the back there, and obviously that is the back of the window where the washers are. So if I just kind of prise this off first. Right, positron screwdriver. Right, there's to the other one, the other side. Oh, here we go. You see, I've started it off. Right, it's out. I don't know why I'm bothering to video this, because it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. Still, I've started now. Alright, that one's out. Now I'm just going to take this cover off. Now I can just see the edge of the seal there. So obviously that kind of overlaps. So if I start from here, pull down, and that is now coming out from underneath this seal, this rubber seal. Here as well, so it's not glued down. Don't like those sounds. Right, I can see in there. Oh, right, okay. Well, that looks pretty obvious to me. But that must be the hose for the rear washer. So I'm going to push it back in. God, I'll tell you what, it's hot. Whew. Right, I am going to put the camera down, push this back in, and put everything back together again. Right, I've just pushed it back in, and underneath it is obviously the airbag, as soon as it says airbag written on it. Right, okay, so I'm going to put everything back together now, and hopefully I won't get that fault again. Right, that seal's back in. So at the top, just push it in this side and make sure it's underneath this. And I'll just put the screws back and then put these covers back, making sure that these little tags obviously line up with the two holes. You can just see that either side, and that'll be job done. I'm going to put the screws in. Right, here we go. All systems go. Fantastic. Right, problem solved.